I'm Latoya Bates, and I'm running for state assembly to represent Northern Dodge, Southern Fond du Lac, and just a little nugget of Eastern Columbia County. We are here today with Renae doing interviews as part of our 12 Days of Christmas Small Business Showcase. And Renae, tell us a little bit about your business here at Community Care, Childcare, and Preschool.
Well, we have been in our community for 50 years. We offer childcare services and preschool to our working families of Beaver Dam.
Wonderful. So one thing that I think is unique about your child care center here, besides this beautiful facility, is that you're actually a nonprofit.
Yeah, our founding mother back in 1974 thought that that would be the best way. And I'd say, you find both types of child care centers, nonprofit and for-profit, but this has really worked well for us.
Being a nonprofit, we hear lots about grants. There's not a ton of funding out there for anything. But most importantly, unlike a traditional company, your profits go back to the business. They don't go to the owners.
Absolutely. You are not going to find a rich owner here at Community Care. What you're going to find is people here who truly believe in the uniqueness of the early years of a child's life and a dedication to making those years the best that they can be. And anything that we do to keep the lights on, to have furnishings or whatever it is that we have, we just put it right back into our children, families, and staff.
Renae, tell us some things that are working.
Things that are working well for us. This past summer, we moved into this location. This is the former Wilson Elementary School. The school district saw some opportunities in their strategic planning to consolidate, do servicing better for students in a more centralized way. This was the smallest school, and so thus they felt it was time to close it. Mm-hmm. That created the opportunity for us to move our facility here, which if you knew where we were at 130 East Maple in an old church building, this is way better. So we did the best that we could do in the years that we were at that location, but now we have the environment, mm-hmm. and that it was like one of the last components that we just couldn't tackle. And so here, it's just lovely. Mm-hmm. It's lovely to be able to have your classrooms contained in their own little communities without interruptions of people walking through and meandering and all the interruptions that happen. So when I go into our rooms now, there's happy, engaged children and teachers really, really enjoying themselves. Mm-hmm. And I just couldn't be more thankful for that. So the partnership with the school district came at just the right time for us. Mm-hmm. So that's going really well.
I love that. It is really a beautiful facility.
Yeah, they've taken such amazing care of it. You'll see we're decorated. Mm-hmm. So we're decorated for Christmas, and Christmas is such a magical time for children, right? Mm-hmm. So I just one afternoon early in December, I thought, we're gonna make a Christmas room. Ooh. Won't it be exciting? Mm-hmm. So you should have seen the awe in kids. We had a little sleigh bed over there for reading children's Christmas books, and so I've even seen families come at pickup time and they just take a minute just to sit on the little sleigh bed. So yeah, this space afforded us to be able to make some of that magic, so it was cool.
I love it. I have been a professional mother for about 25 years, and I worked in childcare for a good portion of that, so I can appreciate how important having the right facility is.
The right space, mm-hmm. the right, like in our infant and toddler room, mm-hmm. When you're doing care routines with a child, mm-hmm. diaper changing, feeding, washing of hands, you still need to be able to watch the other children, mm-hmm. and having sight lines is really important, and good supervision. So mm-hmm.
these classrooms, our safety really improved.
that ability to, I'm right over here, as the little one doesn't want you to leave, but yet you're tending to something else. You can like make that contact and keep that safe relationship. I just love it. It's great.
Yeah. I can feel your love and your joy, which is
Good.
great. That's a good thing. That's what we want when we're bringing our kiddos somewhere.
Right.
Now, we've heard a lot about childcare and the expenses for childcare. And as we talked about earlier, no one really gets rich from having a childcare center. I haven't met anyone that has, at least.
No, I haven't either. No.
So what are your thoughts about childcare assistance and subsidies, and what are some of the challenges and things we can do better?
Well, for starters, the subsidy program, in other states doesn't exist. So we do have a beautiful thing that was made. However, over time, I've just seen it's not utilized enough. There's not enough people. When I started at community care 20 years ago, we had about 45% of people here were using the SHARES program. I have 6 now, 6 students out of 76 spots. So to me, there's got to be something there. There's got to be a way that we can get more utilizations for people in that squeezing middle class that's really having a hard time making ends meet. So to me, there's got to be something in there. I just don't know what it is. Well, when a family, depending on their size and their income level, they can get child care assistance if they're income eligible. So there's a couple of things that go into that. I do believe that the process of getting that, we've done pretty well in the state improving that. But yeah, I wonder if there's something in the income eligibility level that we could tweak in order to get more families that, we do see they're just, I make just this much more, or my family size is this and it has to be this in order for me to be eligible. There's got to be some barriers that we can work on. There's got to be, because there's a lot, we put a lot of money towards it, but if my math and my knowledge is correct, and you might be able to find out from some people in the know, but that's what I know. We're not using it enough.
Yeah.
We're in a childcare desert in Dodge County. So even if I could help, I don't have enough spot because I don't have enough teachers to, like if I had more teachers. And how much time do we have to talk about this topic that's entrenched years in the making?
No, we're just getting to the good part.
Right? Like,
Putting little embers on the... Yes, tell me more.
Yeah, I'll tell you more. Our field has been a predominantly female industry for years and years, and we're not... There's been a push in early childhood to have your wages reflect your worth for years. In fact, I think that was the NAEYC slogan, Worthy Wage Day. They would advocate at all kinds of government entities, either with federal government level or the state government level, to say, hey, this is a worthy profession. It needs to be treated as such. As you said in the beginning, we're not getting rich over here in early childhood, but this is the most important time of a human being's life. This little brain is growing at exponential paces from birth to 3. We don't get that time back, so we need to do it right. And if you look at 75% of families in the state of Wisconsin are either single parent or 2-income working, because we can't do it like we used to do it. Like, I would love for tuition for college to be what it was like when I went, and perhaps maybe when you went. But my college-age students that are my own children, no, not going to happen. They can't. The economy is such that you just cannot say, honey, I think you should stay home with the babies. This is reality. Like, and I get frustrated and I get passionate because I feel that our state is missing an opportunity to get with the times and be progressive in helping Wisconsin's working families. Really, bottom line. And again, it goes way back. You can't be a single person making $14, $15, $16 an hour. Oh, don't forget, you got to go to school.
Yes.
I need you to have a degree. I need you to have either a 2-year or 4-year degree in early ed, because it's really important. We're saying it's important that you're going to be with you're qualified to be with my little children and watch their growth. But yet we don't want to pay you what you're worth for going to school and that investment that you made in yourself. So, you see I have this passion for this work, but it's got to pay the bills too for people to want to get into the field and keep coming in.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I personally believe that universal childcare is what Wisconsin should be pursuing. And we have a lot of issues now with our public schools and lack of funding for our public schools. But we do understand that every child, every family has a right to a quality education. What that looks like is debatable. But as you just said, childcare is not just put the baby in the corner and hope the baby doesn't hurt themselves.
Right. It's way more than that.
Safety, education, relationship building, communication, language skills, arts and creativity, all of those are factors. But if I put all of my warm fuzzies aside as a good human person, and I just think about from a capitalistic perspective, I need employees to show up to work because employees showing up to work builds our economy.
Yes.
And most families have these beautiful little creatures who need someone to care for them. So we see a lot of employers having challenges because they can't find good workers, because they don't have people who have quality childcare. And those are incentives for us to figure out something better because it builds our economy.
Well, and having that trusted place for your children to be, then you're more productive at work. You're not calling in or, do you know what I mean? Like, as an employer, you're here, you've got great childcare. Awesome, yes.
Yeah.
It means you're a mother, you get it. When you're not worried about what's happening to Johnny while you're, it just makes sense.
It works for everyone. And unfortunately, I think that we have done a very bad job of providing that type of a service to our community because we look at it as something extra.
Or it's a choice that you make. Until society sees early childhood in that age as important and what goes along with it as a common right or common good for everybody, I think we're still going to be fighting an uphill battle.
And fighting is great. We can have some battles. I don't mind a good fight. My mother said, when you see a good fight, jump in. But at the same time, as we try to figure this out and it becomes a political matter, we have little people, babies and families that are suffering as we figure that out, especially in a state that has billions of dollars of surplus.
No, I would love, universal childcare would be awesome, but what I have constantly said when I've been up at the Capitol advocating is that as providers, we're not asking for that. We're asking for an investment, even fractions of investments, as we've seen in a program that's leaving us, Childcare Counts.
Yes.
This was a pandemic era program that initiated with federal funds, yes, and then was kept alive with a couple of renditions. That program has shored us up. I don't know if I could be sitting here talking to you today had I not had that program come and give an influx of support for retention, for we're an accredited center. That doesn't come just by, happenstance. There's an investment in training, leadership, education, policy making, all the things that go into that to make this a high quality center. Without that childcare counts investment, I don't know that I could have made it this long. And so that program's ending. Even if that program could be partially funded, like, I'd be ecstatic. So I just think there's an opportunity for Wisconsin to do better, to do more.
Yes, I would agree. And I find that in the next year tops, we are going to have funding for private schools without restriction. So we want to see similar funding for our early childhood education, which starts little people coming into center early as 6 weeks old because parents need to go back to work. And also parents deserve to have a career that is fulfilling. And
Agreed.
I think that kiddos can model that behavior when they see their parent or parents going to work, having a job that they like, having a career that sets goals and values for them, and we want to support that. But if we have the ability, then I think it's something that we can do. And again, the politics, the negative politics has to take a step out.
It does. It absolutely would. It doesn't really have any place in early childhood.
I see. But I have one more question for you. Why do you do this?
Why do I do this? I see the value when I come to work and I lead this group. I see the value when I help a family, when I lead a teacher in believing in herself or himself. They appreciate that support. That's what fuels my fire. The joy of being with kids. It's just cool. It's just cool. They're quirky little personalities, and I feel like this is like Cheers. Everybody knows your name, and when they walk past my office, hi, hey, hi, and I get hugs at the end of the day as they go home with their moms and dads. There's just so much about this work that I have found fulfillment in, and I'm really glad I found it.